Well, Ricky and I today have the opportunity to show you something new and unique, and it is In The Pines Cottages at Kentucky Lake. And this is not too far from our hometown where we both grew up in Tennessee. Here at the In The Pines Cottages, they do have the tiny homes, and this is one of the first gated communities of tiny homes in Tennessee.
Well, In The Pines Cottages was a vision for her daughter Katie and Gwynn Jones here. Gwynn is born and raised in this area. She knows Dover like the back of her hand. And for this to actually happen after all this planning, it's really quite a miracle, and it's so exciting. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Today we're just going to look around. We're going to show you inside one of the tiny homes. But first we want to talk a little about why you would want a tiny home. Last year we did a video where we were talking about our exit strategy, our exit plan for our RV life. Do we have an exit plan?
I
Do you
don't have
an
one.
exit plan?
I don't have an exit plan.
Well, I sort of kind of do.
Yeah,
Remember when we went to the camping fair at Piney Campground
yeah,
about a month ago?
yeah.
And we looked at the tiny homes.
They're nice.
That's kind of going to be my exit plan.
Well, it may be your exit plan, and I'm not going to say it's not going to be mine, but right now it's not mine.
So some of you may be looking at that also. And so for me, a tiny home would be just perfect after living in my small RV. So that's one reason you may want to own a tiny home, is for personal preferences. You may be looking at retiring and you're wanting to downsize.
We have 20 sites here. A lot of them are going to be used primarily for vacation rentals, but we do have some for sale also that would be tiny home packages that you purchase the tiny home through Garland's RV in Springville. But yeah, we just want to accommodate everybody that is passing through our little paradise here.
The second reason you may want to own a tiny home would be to have it as a vacation cabin. They are very close to the Kentucky Lake, and Kentucky Lake has lots to offer.
In this area, we have a ton of recreation. I mean, we are the hunting, fishing, hiking, just the outdoors paradise up here. And there really aren't a lot of rentals or people utilize it. We've got 171,000 acres of public use land in the land between the lakes. Beautiful. And you just drive right on there, like buffalo reserves, you name it. You've got the largest man-made lake east of the Mississippi. That's Kentucky Lake. Kentucky Lake is about 3 minutes right down the highway. You've got several marinas where you can rent watercraft. I mean, you don't even need to bring anything here. You just show up and there's a ton to do. Fishing tournaments constantly. I mean, it's almost endless of what you can get accomplished around here for fun.
So lots of reasons that you may want to purchase here to have a tiny home as a vacation home. So you are going to be surprised what's inside this tiny home, and you'll understand why there's a pink ribbon on the door. We have Dolly's home.
So Dolly came about, actually my daughter, we are doing our second tiny home, and she said, I think it would be fun to do something themed. And I asked her to come up with it, and she said, everybody loves Dolly. everybody loves Dolly, especially in Tennessee. We are all Dolly lovers, and if you aren't, get out.
Yeah,
No,
come stay in my
we,
home.
no, yeah, no, we love Dolly. It was so much fun doing this unit. All the pink, and just she's got that Southern hospitality class about her that we absolutely love, and it was a lot of fun, and we've got a lot of great response.
Sunny days are better with you. Your love is freedom. Your lips hang over mine. Pinch me if I'm dreaming. Can we get away together? Let's run to the hills where fields are green. Let's follow the path of sweetness and ease. If just for a moment we can breathe in the roses. Let's run to the hills, just you and me.
Dolly will be available in about 2 weeks for rent on AirBNB. You'll be able to find her, just search Dover, Tennessee, and you can rent her out. And we've got one going in that's going to be if you're a fan of Christmas Vacation or any of the vacation movies, one is going to have that theme, and it's going to be fun too. So we should have a good mix for everyone here. Yep, Lake Barkley, a lot of people fish on Lake Barkley. We also have Fort Donelson National Battlefield, a huge battle fought in the Civil War here. So we just have lots of little stuff floating around, and the great thing is we have lots of free stuff for families to come and enjoy. I know a lot of places that people go in the summers and everything, it costs a lot of money. So once you've rented one of these, there's a lot of things that you can do free here. And the winter months are just as exciting here as the summer months with all the hunting. You've got deer hunting, you've got duck hunting, you've got turkey hunting. We have Turkey Bay that's just minutes from here that we have a lot of ATV riding there, horseback riding. We have a lot of people here that come to ride motorcycles. You have Baby Tail of the Dragon that's just a couple minutes from here. You have Land Between the Lakes. We have people come from everywhere to ride through there. It's such a nice, lovely ride. So we want all our motorcycle people to come and visit us too. We just want everybody. People that are traveling through, just the whole privacy. This is a beautiful, safe place to be, but that gate just kind of protects them. Almost all of our lots are designed for boat parking. A lot of the fishermen are wanting places that they can not only park, but they can plug in. That was very important to us that we had that.
You may also want to have it just for an investment strategy.
The rate of return it's called the short-term rental market or the mid-term rental market is very good. It's well into the 20%. You know, if you have a business and you have a 10% rate of return, you're doing great. Ours are about 23 to 25% rate of return. So, and then we have a property management company out of Clarksville. So if you don't want to deal with it, you don't want to deal with having the cleaning done, any issues, they provide 24/7, and then obviously the cleaning service is all provided. They take a cut, but what they also do is they market really well. They've got like 22 plus avenues that people can rent from. You know, you always think of, okay, Airbnb, Vrbo, you know, maybe Booking.com. That's just a drop in the bucket. And they handle all that. So, you know, you can just literally cash the check after if you set things up with them. I mean, it's that simple. It's a great retirement income for folks. And if you don't want to use the property management company, you just do it yourself. People do that. It's a great revenue stream. And there's no restrictions against that at In The Pines. So, you know, obviously we encourage people to have good renters. You know, one thing that's so great about a tiny home, and when you're on, let's just take the AirBNB market, is you get all the luxury of a luxury home. You know, our homes are built with the same building materials they use in $1 million homes. You're talking up to 50-year warranties on these materials. And so when you have a big home, you have more people in there. And, you know, there's a show on Netflix that talks about, you know, so with a tiny home, you know, the emphasis is be out, go at the lake, you know, take a hike. You know, there's only a million things to do around here. But when you come back to your home, you're going to have all the luxury of a 4 or 5-star hotel.
As far as an investor, I think it's important that you think tiny. You've got several couples that may want to stay together, so they're staying in separate dwellings, but then they can all be together. But as far as an investor standpoint, it kind of deters parties. You can't have a ton of people staying in one unit.
So lots of reasons that you may want to own a tiny home.
So we not only have an option where you can pick your home and pick your lot, and then we'll do all the work, give us 30, 45 days, pending weather, but we also have homes that we call turnkey, like right over here. This one is ready to purchase, and this one is fully loaded. We're talking storm shelter, fire pit. It's got it furnished, outdoor furnishings. This particular home is amazing. You know, you think of a tiny home, you think, okay, well, how many people could sleep in a tiny home, right? Well, the answer on this one is comfortably 8. It has a 4-partition loft. So you've got 4 kids comfortably that can sleep up there, young adults. My loft days are over. And then you've got a queen size bed, so you got another 2 adults. And then you have a pull-out sleeper sofa if you need even more. So you can have comfortably 7, possibly 8 members of a family stay in there, which is great because if you take 2 families and then they just split the cost. And what's also awesome about this area is our rates are very reasonable here. You know, when you go, closer to Nashville, you go closer to Chattanooga, you're gonna be paying $300 plus a night. Around here, it's much more reasonable, depending on the season. InThePinesCottages.com is gonna have links to booking options, okay? Obviously, you will be able to find us on all the major ones, Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking.com, Google Maps, there's a lot. You can get all that information through InThePinesCottages.com, and then all the links will go there. And then the other great thing is, this is a family thing. Our phone number's there. Just call us. Gwynn's phone number is all over the place. Call her. We're happy to give tours. We love doing that. We've been doing it a lot. They're going fast. As you notice, and when you see, and you can see on the website is, every lot has its own character. And it's so great, the location, you picked the best location. This is all undevelopable land in the back, right? So even though your lot's maybe 1/3 of an acre, right? Okay, that's not too big. You've got, your view is of 30 acres that no one's ever gonna build on. The deer come through here like crazy.
We've got all kinds of others coming up for rent too. Mm-hmm. Yours is gonna be, tell them about your theme that you're going with.
We're emphasizing, this is really my wife's home. She put up with me for 17 years, so I figured I'd buy her a tiny home. The theme is going to be sort of a luxury theme. We're quartz countertops. We fully decked this thing out. We're tiling bathrooms, all that kind of stuff. We just want people to be, even though you're in the Pines and you're here to do your outdoor activities, but maybe you're bringing your wife and she's used to staying at the Hilton. So that's our theme, we want a luxe, the luxury in the Pines. Beauty.
Something else that we really would love to bring people here is, I think a lot of people want to disengage from the busy city life. We'd like to host some corporate events for people to come here, to bring their employees here to disengage. We'd also love to have church retreats. We would just love family reunions, anything like that. We would love to all pull together to make that happen for some big groups too.
I sell a lot of these to truck drivers. It's a crazy thing. I never saw this coming. If they're going to Alaska and going around the country, they're gone for 3-4 months at a time, right? When they're gone, they call me up. We set them up with the property manager. They're making money while they're on the road. And then when they get back, they just tell us we're going to come back. We take them home off the market, and then boom, they're home. Big demographic. Obviously, single folks, retired. They love these things. They're downsizing. They're selling, 3-bedroom house that they're in there by themselves. They don't want that. They come to a tiny home. Anyone that loves the outdoors loves these. Again, it's the recreational crowd. It's your hunters, your fishermen, your hikers. We have a huge bicycling presence down here now. Snowbirds love these things. You know, they want a house in Florida, a house in Tennessee, or a house in Arizona, a house in Tennessee. They're just going to bounce back. They go 6 months at each one. And when they're gone, we're going to take care of the maintenance of their property. And then our service has a 24/7 response, 24 hours a day. So if there is an issue or something like that, you've got multiple people to call, and we come right out because we're all local.
We are less than 5 minutes from Paris Landing State Park, where we have a huge marina, a public boat ramp with launch that's got tons of fishing tournaments that go out of Paris Landing. They have an 18-hole golf course.
A beautiful golf course too.
Paris on the water. It is gorgeous. We have tennis courts there.
Yep. Pickleball's real big around here.
Yeah. So just a few minutes away, we have a lot of stuff going.
And then what we offer for our full-time residents or our half the year residents is we've got our little cute post office. So I'm standing in front of the pavilion, and that is the television. Well, I will be watching football on Saturdays and Sundays. This is where you can eat. If people want to have a big event, they can reserve it, and that's fine. So it's only for their use. Some of the home lots have their own fire pit, but if they don't, just come on down to the pavilion.
Thank Adam and Gwynn for allowing us to come and show you this new community that's here in Dover, Tennessee. So look them up on the web and make your plans to come and stay at In The Pines Cottages at Kentucky Lake.